Guys, be fucking charismatic. That is what the video's on today. It's about fucking being authentic, being yourself, using your personality to your advantage when talking to people. And man, I tell you guys a story. A year ago, I used to be so boring to talk to. Like, I think I just didn't discover myself enough, and I just wasn't sure of who I really was. So I'd use validation from others as like an escape from, you know, social like anxiety, I guess that's the best way to describe it. And it's like, man, I was not real with myself, and I think I only really became real with myself and charismatic and just confident when I just said, fuck that, I have to work on myself first. And I was like, that was a big moment for me, because it was also, you know, I quit smoking weed, I mostly quit video games, I was just like locked in, working out at home every day, every night during summer. Fucking, my sleep schedule wasn't on point, but you know, small steps, I got there, and I ended up living just a fucking monk mode ass grind life. And I really needed that period of time in my life to better myself for others. And the problem was I was expecting someone to walk into my life that would save it, like a nice like the perfect friend or like the perfect girl. Like, I was expecting someone to walk into my life, and instead of me having to seek that out. And I think I realized the person I was really looking for was just myself. I was looking, because imagine you're here, you're like fucking what level? Imagine your name's like Jack. You're like V1, like 1.0 of Jack, version 1.0. Fucking, if you just grind, you know, whatever that means to you, but you feel like you're improving in some aspects and you're becoming closer to the person you want to be, then next month, version 1.1, version 1.2. And the second you get to like version 2.0, you're like a completely different person. And it's like, you'll make people surprised around you. And you also surprise yourself with how much you changed. And that's how to be charismatic for the most part. There you go. Guys, to change your life, you have to change your life. Like, that's what I'm saying, dude. You can't just expect someone to walk into your life and change it for you, bro. Here, I'm gonna step on you real quick, dude. I'm gonna fucking step on you. Change your life right now. Do something. Quit the video. Do something. Come back later. Fucking change your life, bro. So tip 1 on how to be the most charismatic version of yourself is to be invested in people's stories. And just when you're talking to anyone, it could be a stranger, it could be a current friend, it could be someone you're interested in, like romantically, just be interested in them. Like, their life is like the most crazy shit you've ever heard. I know it might sound like bro, but like their life could be boring as fuck. Doesn't matter. Act like it's not, because people will want like you more, but obviously that's not everything, because some people, it's not worth being liked by them, you know. So there's gonna be haters anyway. But if it's like someone who's worth your time, be interested in their life, be curious, ask lots of questions, and you'll realize how quickly this shit will like change your combos and make people also just come up to you naturally and just like wanting to hear, you know, what's part of your life too, because it'll allow you to open up about yourself, and they'll start to open up about their life because they'll feel comfortable around you. Yeah, that was a little tongue twister. Okay, so when you seem really interested in someone's life, like, they'll be inclined to share more about their life. And also, people love just talking about themselves. I'm gonna say it. If you can get someone to talk about themselves, they can yap for minutes straight. Because if you are trying to like get to know someone, they're gonna have, if it's someone interesting at least, they're gonna have a lot of stories to tell, a lot of shit to tell you. You know, people's lives are totally different from yours, and people love sharing what happens in their life. So getting people to talk about themselves is like a cheat code. Like, that shit is instant. Like, you instantly get more friends doing that shit. People love talking about themselves. Okay, tip 2, guys, is to master your first impressions. Now, first impressions are, again, another cheat code when it comes to being charismatic. Because, dude, if someone doesn't fuck with you initially, they don't fuck with you. So it's like, it's so hard to get that initial image of yourself out of their mind. So the only way, so let's say you do fuck up a first impression, this is like a backup. This is like mission B. This is plan B. I'll explain plan A later. But in plan B, it's like, let's say you fuck up your first impression, especially when you're trying to like go after like a girl or someone. The only way to really fix it is to just literally go ghost, don't fucking talk to them for weeks or months, and come back as a fully new person. Like I was explaining earlier, you come in as Jack 1.0, you come back as Jack 2.0, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, you know, you can have you get like a second chance, a second first impression. Now people might ask, like, why are first impressions so valuable and so important? Well, obviously, like the second you're around someone, they'll be judging you physically and like personality based, like subconsciously even. They say, oh, like you might ask them, oh, are you judging me or some shit? They're like, oh no, I'm not judging you, but like subconsciously they are. Especially when talking to girls, it's like you could fucking have the best riz, you could say like the craziest shit, but if you're like butt ugly, like a 2 out of 10, like she's not gonna take you seriously. So looks are like the gateway. You have to get in the door with looks, and then personality leads you through the doorway. That's how I look at it, through that lens. And also it's like, if you get like friend zone or some shit, that's like looks based. You might argue like, oh no, oh no, she just doesn't fuck with my personality. Other guys might think you're friend zone because of your personality, but that's not true, because why would she even have you as a friend? Like the only barrier between like a friend and like a boyfriend is that physical attraction, that looks, those looks. That's why you gotta fucking looks max, do whatever, get that shit going, get in the gym, you know, get that skincare going, get your hair cut, get your beard trimmed, all hygiene, and that's how, you know, you get in the door with like your dating life. Now tip 3 is important as fuck. I want you to understand that. Tip 3 is to know when to stop, especially when talking to girls, because you can, I mean, if you're charismatic, like that's awesome, but let's be real, like talking about your life is awesome with other people, but only if your life is also awesome. You can't just be talking about like your boring ass 9 to 5 with a girl and instantly she's gonna be like starstruck. It's like, no, you have to have some like mystery factor and know when to cut shit out and like, you know, leave shit on the table. Because especially like if you're telling stories, it's fine to tell like the most interesting stories you can. It's fine to exaggerate shit once in a while just to get the point across, you know? Don't be like a fucking total liar and like BSing your way to the top, but like, you know what I mean? Don't be gaslighting people. Just tell the stories with your authentic self, you know, fucking really looking for the minute details of the story. Being like, okay, what needs to be here, what doesn't? And then that's how people like tell stories from generations to generations down. They refine it and they get the main point across quick. And that's how you get people captured and just interested. And that also makes people really fucking like you, because they'll laugh. Stories, you know, engage laughter, fucking like interest in you, like mystery, like all of that. So fucking tell more stories and know when to stop when you're telling a story. Don't just fucking blabble from one story to the next with no cohesiveness. It's like, okay, like, you know, you have to have some, you got to feel the vibe and energy of when you're talking to people around you. You have to know how to read the room. You can't, you know, some people are so like cooped up inside, they don't know how to read the room. You have to know the vibe of the area and just like see, okay, will this story slide with this group of people, or like will it not? Because some stories obviously can be offensive. They can fucking really get you like butt hurt, kicked in the ass later. Like you can really get hurt from, you know, telling a crazy story. So just be careful with this, but it is really an important way to be charismatic and to fucking tell the stories and navigate the combos how you want. Okay, so the last thing I want to leave you guys on is just be bubbly with people, tell jokes, laugh at others' jokes, smile, just be yourself, be happy around others, and practice. You know, this isn't like a thing that comes overnight. You have to do this shit almost every day, ideally every day. Some part of your day talking to strangers, talking to friends, you know, get those social skills built up, get that confidence, that charisma, and you'll also just start to live a better life. Because it's a missing aspect in a lot of people's lives now. It's like sad. People always think like they feel a bit empty inside because they're missing that charisma, that fucking like energy, that fucking pumping energy inside them when talking to others. So it's like Also, having no charisma can just ruin your life, because it's like you're just like boring as fuck to other people, and it just makes others just not inclined to talk to you, because you have such a depressed, sad viewpoint of the world to the point where it's like you're too far gone. You're like, people can't even save you, you know. So that's a bit of a dark turn, but that's the consequence of not being charismatic, not, you know, fucking living your best life, and also being excited to talk to other people who are also living their best life, you know. Well, that's what I want to leave you guys out on. Have a good rest of your day, whether it's fucking afternoon, morning, nighttime, whatever, you know. Peace out, guys. Love you.